sort of let's take one medium, say Facebook, for example. How many posts would you do per day, typically yourself? In a day.
Yeah, Facebook's an interesting one,
right?
And it's probably not my strongest, actually.
Oh, it's not.
No,
okay,
it's
right.
not my strongest.
I do follow you on Facebook.
That's right. Well,
right.
The interesting thing about Facebook is they will penalise you if you do too many posts a day.
Really?
So if this is if you've got a public page or a business page.
Right. Okay.
They will start penalising you because their algorithm
keeps showing you all the time.
It does.
Yeah,
but they will prioritise people who are putting no more than say one to two posts a day. If you start putting out lots and lots of content,
right,
they're going to penalise you.
Right. Okay.
So I think one post a day on pretty much everything except Twitter. Twitter you should be doing multiple times a day.
Right.
Snapchat, anything to do with a story. So Snapchat, Instagram stories, Facebook stories, you can post 4, 5, 6, 10 times a day.
Okay.
But as far as Facebook, one post a day. Instagram, one post a day.
Wow. Okay.
LinkedIn, one post a day.
Right. Can I ask you a couple of things? I'm getting your advice, by the way, so thank you. I find, maybe I'm a bit old as well, sort of, your followers that you might one day do a JV with, or they might find you a deal. Would they be on Snapchat, do you think?
Sometimes they are, yeah.
Really?
My Snapchat blew up yesterday.
Right.
Because I went on a train trip outside of London looking at property, and that's very unusual for me because I've always been focused on London. So yesterday, my Snapchat, I had the most engagement that I've ever had before.
Okay, yeah.
So it was about, I showed that I was getting on a train.
Yeah.
I showed I was on a train. I then said, I'm going out of London.
Right.
Anyone guess where I'm going?
Right.
And then on the way back, I went, that was really interesting. Portfolio's got fantastic yields.
Right.
And then I showed my chocolate that I then ate on my way home.
Right.
My Snapchat blew up.
Right.
So there are people on there. I've raised 300,000 from Snapchat.
Wow. Right.
So yes,
okay.
You never know. The thing is, you've just got to go across all these mediums, and you've got to do different, unique content across all these different platforms.
Yeah.
Because you never know where you're going to attract
with
someone.
eyeballs eye,
Exactly.
as Gary Vaynerchuk says. Right. Okay.
Yeah. That's what he says. Yeah.
I mean, Gary V. I'm also a huge follower here, so he also says you got to do different content. I must admit, I do take shortcuts sometimes. I put the same thing across all of them.
Yeah. But yours is great because you can take little snippets and put that on Snapchat and put that. You can reuse all your content, but just put a different one on Instagram as you do on. So our interview, for example, you could say on Snapchat, here's Nicole's book, and then on Instagram you could say, this is Nicole's tip for starting out on social media. Right. So you've got the same content, but you're just repurposing different parts of it. Right.
I will. Yeah, I don't think I've got Snapchat, but I'll have to get into this. So, Nicole, we talked about how you started off, and can you tell me some of the challenges you had, especially at the beginning, and how you overcame them?
Yeah, I think one of the biggest challenges for any developer is going to be cash flow.
Yeah.
And that is always a challenge, and still today that's a challenge because you're always optimistic.
Right. Okay.
Developers are optimistic by nature.
Yeah.
And
so should be. Yeah. Right. Okay.
And you always think that a project's going to finish pretty much on time or on budget, and things unfortunately often come up. So cash flow is always a big one, and always a challenge. At the moment, I'm not seeing many good deals, which is also why I'm going outside of London to look. And some other challenges are just time. Okay. I don't have enough of it.
Oh, your time, okay. Because you still got 3 children, and which is very important to you, I know that.
Yes.
Okay. So, I know you mentioned it already, and I'm still amazed. How many deals are you involved in right now?
11.
11. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Are they all within the M25 or?
Luton's outside the M25, isn't it?
I think so. Yeah.
Is it?
I think so.
Luton's not technically London. Yeah. Luton's not technically London.
Okay. Right.
So I have one in Luton, which is 40 flats.
40 flats.
40 flats. Yeah, we're building from the ground up.
Wow.
And that's actually, we're back in planning to get 48 there. So fingers crossed.
Right.
So we have we've got that, and then the other 10 are all in London, and they range from single flats. I've got a single flat in Hackney that I rent out. I've got a single flat in South Ken that's also on the market. That's our Harrington Gardens project, which is beautiful.
Is it? Right,
Stunningly beautiful. It's on the market at 5.25. If anyone's got some spare cash, 5.25 million.
Not me today,
Not today.
No.
Checkbook.
No. Check. What check? Okay.
Yeah, and then we've got some larger ones as well. We're building 4 houses in West Hampstead. And dozens of flats across a few sites in Hackney as well.
So, Nicole, I think I know this, but let me ask you anyway. Is your strategy to buy and sell, or you may look to hold some of the things that you do? What's your strategy?
Up until now, it's always been to buy and sell. Buy, develop, or build and sell. Always.
Okay. Yeah.
However, again, the reason for my trip out of London is I am looking for higher yielding properties that I can keep now.
Right, okay.
And that is going to be my priority going forward, is to look for income producing assets.
Okay.
As well as some buy to sells. But with the market the way it is, I'm just a little cautious about investing too much at the moment.
Into buy to sell, because the things are, maybe the price in London are maybe a bit tentative, is slowing down a bit, or it's
definitely
not
a slowdown.
Right, okay. And when you talk about high yields, what's your figure? Are you classed as high yielding? I
would like to be getting around 10% net.
Wow, okay. I went to Knightsbridge PPN yesterday, and Mark Holm was speaking, and he's saying if he doesn't get now, I don't know if that was gross or yield, so I assume must be gross. If he doesn't get 18%, I think you said gross, that could be.
That sounds gross.
Then he would sell it. Otherwise, his strategy is to hold, but if it doesn't get 18%, he sells it. Okay.
That's high.
Yeah.
I guess it depends how you measure it too.
Yeah.
Because some people measure it off the purchase price,
right,
and it doesn't include any improvements that they've done.
Oh, I see. Okay. So, you should do, shouldn't it? Really,
you should do.
Okay. So I could be required. I've got quite a loud voice, and yours is very. I hope this is. I'll put this more towards you.
Towards me.
Then
I'll try and speak up.
Yeah, I've got a very loud voice. So for the future, Nicole, what things? You talked about your book as well. What kind of things have you got in the pipeline that you're allowed to say, or if you can't allowed to say, maybe don't tell the exact details? And so what's that?
I've got lots of really exciting things in the pipeline that I can talk about.
All right.
So first of all is Quorum. I'm on the advisory board for Quorum with Matt Siddell, and I will be running my own forum here at the Devonshire Club. Okay, right. Every month. So we've got I think we've got about 30 people signed up to that to come and join me here, and that's going to be really interesting. I've got some great people lined up to come and talk and explain how they do things, including Avi and someone who works for one of the largest developers in the UK. So I've got some very interesting people, and I'm just really looking forward to geting started with that. So that's the first thing that's very exciting. If for the audience say, what is Quorum? Very briefly, what will Quorum be? Yeah, it's a property club for experienced property professionals, I guess is the right way of saying it, where we can all interact together, bring each other deals, bring our collective experience, and just assist each other on our property journey. So we're going to have 25% developers, 25% professionals, 25% investors, and then 25% wildcards. So they've got some doctors who are coming on board, and some other people who are outside of property but have a strong interest in that. By the way, I've got an interview with for the Quorum in an hour's time. So Matt? No, not with Matt. It was with James. James, yes. So if I don't get him, I'm about to cut this part out. Yeah, exactly. So look, it's a great opportunity, and I think it's a great initiative as well. Matt. And very I like Matt. Matt's a great guy. So he's got some great values there. So that's the first thing I'm doing. Secondly is I've just invested in bamboo auctions.
Bamboo auction, all right,
so
okay.
have a look at that. That's really interesting. Robin Rathor's doing brilliant things with online auctions. The auction market here in this country is very behind that of the US, Australia, and other parts of Europe.
So would you say it's quite disruptive, this bamboo auctions?
It's a disruptive, but it works alongside auction houses as well. So the reason for me coming on board is we're creating our own marketplace for new build properties.
Right, okay.
Called Duomo. So that is a way of, if you wanted to buy a new build property, you would go onto there and you could place your offer for that online rather than having to go into your estate agent.
Right.
So again, it is disruptive, but it's still working with estate agents.
Okay.
It's not about excluding.
Not cutting them out. Okay, right.
Exactly. It's working with them. So I've actually invested in that company.
Yeah.
I'm an investor and a non-executive director. So really excited to be working with Robin.
And if you want to know a bit more about that, so if you go to Nicole's podcast, I believe they interviewed the gentleman.
I do, yes,
And we put the link underneath.
Yeah,
as well.
we can put links there.
You're right.
Then there's another investment that I've made in a company called Salacia of London.
Wow. Okay.
And that is at the moment, it's a bathroom supply, but a disruptive bathroom supply. I don't know if you've ever tried.
Can bathrooms be disruptive? I don't know.
Yes.
Right.
If you've ever tried to renovate your bathroom or purchase any bathroom products, you know what an arduous process it is.
Right, okay.
So this is about beautifully packaged bathrooms where you go in and you buy the whole suite and everything you need is there.
Right.
And so I'm really excited to be an ambassador for them. I'm also an investor and I'm also a director on board. And I'll be working with them to create my own signature range, actually.
Okay, right.
So
wow.
We've got some Nicole Bremner
right,
original merchandise that will be coming soon on that.
Right.
So I think that's it. But as you said, we've got the podcast.
Podcast as well. Okay.
We've got our. I'm working with Property TV on their channel.
Oh, I see. What's that? I mean, to be honest, I haven't watched any of those episodes. So what's that about? Then I can guess really.
Yeah, have a look. It's Property TV. It's Sky Channel 198.
Have they got enough content for a TV channel?
They do.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Have a look. They've got round the clock content there. So there's some really interesting. We're working on our very own. We're working on 2 shows that will be our shows with Property TV.
Right. Okay.
So our own unique content.
Right.
That's all. We're already doing 2 shows with them at the moment. We've got another couple that are coming. So that's really exciting.
Okay.
And what else? Oh, and then we've got our YouTube channel. So we're creating our own. Our own. Inspired by yourself, of course.
Thank you very much. My channel, has that got a name yet, or would it still in the
Nicole Bremner?
Okay, I'll put that link.
We'll put a link.
Yeah.
So there's a lot going on. I've got the second book that, as I said, that I'm working on. I'm also working on the 3rd book.
Wow. Okay.
At the moment as well, because I've just had a great idea at 2 a.m.
Right. Okay. Tonight, last night.
Yeah, 2 mornings ago.
Right, okay.
Yeah, so lots happening with our team.
Okay, brilliant.
And lots of property development as well.
Okay, cool. I'd like to finish off with a couple of random questions, really. Okay. Knowing what you know in the last, say, 5 to 6 years, if you were to talk to a 21-year-old version of yourself, what advice would you give her?
First of all, I would say don't take yourself too seriously.
Okay.
And go out there and have some fun and don't be so hung up on what other people think of you.
Right.
Because there are always going to be people who are the haters.
Haters are going to hate.
The haters are going to hate. And I, especially as a young woman, I was so worried about what other people thought of me.
Right, okay.
That it really stifled, I think, my professional development.
Wow, okay.
And so now that I've released myself from the shackles of that and I actually don't care as much, it's so liberating, it's so freeing. And I feel that if more young women especially, because I think we're especially guilty of this.
Right, okay.
If we just forgot about what other people are saying.
Yeah.
And there's a good saying that I read last night saying, no one kicks a dead dog. So
what does that mean exactly?
If you're out there doing something, people are going to knock you and people are going to say things.
Oh, right, okay, yeah.
But if you're just doing nothing, no one's going to criticize you because you're not doing anything.
So it's recently, I mean, actually, it's not a number of people. If people are criticizing you, that means you've got a certain amount of success.
Yeah.
So it's a bit, I think, a bit like what
exactly
you said,
like
because if you're not up there, if your head's not above the
The parapet, yeah.
Whatever saying it goes. No one's going to criticize you. There's always going to be sort of what you call keyboard warriors, sitting, having a crack. So, but you've got to do what you've got to do.
Just do it, and don't let that hold you back. Just go ahead and do it. And also, one final bit of advice to my 21-year-old self is that this is a marathon, not a sprint. So don't try to. We get so hung up, and as property people, we're so optimistic by nature that we want to we chase every deal, and we're so impatient to get this big portfolio. And I know it's rich coming from me now, given where I'm sitting, but this is a life. It takes a long time to get there. It's taken me 5 years. Who was it? Adele said it's taken me a decade to be an overnight success. And I think that's something that we need to remember, is that it takes a lot of work.
I think what happens is, and I think I feel guilty myself, it's just that there's a lot of content now on social media. There's a lot of things. I'm doing this, and it puts a bit of pressure on you to get out there, or do your deal, do another deal. So I feel guilty of putting stuff out there as well, and also, like you said, trying to chase more and more deals. And so,
that's right.
Okay.
That's right. We're all chasing that, and it's so much better to go after deals with a strong balance sheet than to go after deals with a weak balance sheet and risk losing it all.
Okay, right, okay. So, just finally, what is if you had time to reflect, what is the best advice in the last 5 years, I would say, has someone given you?
Yeah, probably to outsource and build a great team around you. Okay. Because for me, when I first brought on Marina nearly 2 years ago,
you could turn this around.
Yeah, Marina's just there. Hi. I didn't think I could afford her.
Right.
I didn't think I'd have enough work.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
I've paid you every month, haven't I?
She's walking off now.
She's walking away.
Right.
I didn't think I'd have enough work for her.
Right.
But I needed someone. I really needed some more support, and by hiring someone and outsourcing some things to Marina and then to Jane, and I've had Anna working with me for about 10 years as well.
Right.
It just freed up my time to do so much more.
Okay.
And none of this would be possible if I hadn't have made that investment in my team and grown my team around me. And we all just really like each other as well. Most of the time.
So if people wanted to get in touch with you or know a bit more about you, so we're putting the links anyway, but generally online, how would they get a hold of you?
I think my website, NicoleBremner.com, is a really good place to start, but also my Facebook page.
Nicole Bremner?
It's facebook.com/Nicole S. Bremner.
Oh, okay, right. We'll put a link in there as well. Okay.
That one is the professional one. My other personal page is locked down. There's nothing on.
I'm not really sure exactly which one I'm following you on. It must be on your.
Try the Nicole S. Bremner one, because that's where it all happens.
Oh, I see. All right. Okay.
The other one is just locked down for my family. It's just my kids playing football and doing ballet and.
Okay, no, it must be the other one. I must follow you on. Yeah. Right.
So the other one is all business. So we've just started a new group to support my book called Prolific Not Perfect, which is the latest research on social media and how you can implement it into your property business. So that we'll be really focusing on that this year in 2018.
Cool. And also your company East8,
East-8 the word.com, which I'm sure you'll put down here in the links. And that again, that's got a lot of information about the properties that we've developed and any other things that we might have.
You've probably been asked so many times. I'm guessing East8's been derived from the postcode. Is that right?
Yes, that was my very first project. Was in E8.
Oh, was it? Oh, right. Okay, right. Okay. So we've come to the end of this interview, and I really want to thank you, because I know you're very busy. Thank you for inviting me to the fantastic club as well. And just for the audience, if you like to share, like this video, and any comments, please put it below. And with that, I will say thank you, Nicole.
Thank you very much, Linda.
Okay,
thank
cheers.
you.
Okay, bye.
Bye.